Hi, boys and girls. I want to share with you a really good book for all the Earth Day celebrations and information that we have been learning over the last couple of days. This is a book called Rocket Says Clean Up. Now, I'm going to read it, but I also want us to practice doing some of our questioning. So I want you to look at the cover, and I just read you the title, and I want you to think of a before reading question. Remember, the before reading question is what you think of and wonder just by looking at the title and the cover. You haven't read any of the words yet. But as I'm looking at this cover and this title, one of the things that I want to know, the question I have is, I wonder, what is Rocket cleaning up? The important part in this title are the words cleaning up. So I want to notice that as a reader. Okay. Um, if you have post-it notes, that's great. It would be great for this. If you don't have post-it notes, don't worry about it. Get a piece of paper and you'll need a pencil. So go ahead and stop the video now if you need to gather those materials, and then come on back and start the video when you're ready. Okay. All right, hopefully you've gathered those things. I have a post-it note. I am going to put my post-it note on the front cover of my book. And if you have post-it notes, go ahead and as you think of questions, you're going to be posting them. You're going to be putting them on the post-it note. If not, just keep writing them on your paper. But here's what I hope I have the answer, or I can find the answer to. And the question I have is, what is Rocket cleaning up? Now, this is an important question. A question and that is going to help me understand the story. A question that wouldn't help me understand the story is, where did Rocket buy his swimsuit? That really doesn't have anything to do with the character or the important words in the story. So remember, when we ask questions to better understand the story. If I know what Rocket is cleaning up, it's going to help me better understand the story. So let's see if I can figure that out. Oh, I almost forgot. Boys and girls, stop. I want you to look and I want you to do your before reading question. If I didn't mention that, stop, pause the video, think of a question, write it down, and then unpause when you're ready for to hear the next part or to start the book. Rocket Cleans Up by Nathan Byron. I can't sleep tonight. I'm too excited because tomorrow. Oh my goodness, I just started reading this book and I already have another question that popped into my head. Why is he so excited? What is going to happen? I'm looking for some clues. I do see some clues in this picture. Remember, Eagle Eye is not only for looking at the words, but it's also for looking at what kind of picture clues can you get. I see this suitcase down at the bottom of this picture, and I wonder, is he going somewhere? Because I have schema, usually when you travel or you take a vacation, you have to bring a suitcase to bring all your things in. So we'll see. I'm going to post my question there and I'm going to read on to see if I can figure this out. Me, my mom, and my brother Jamal are going on vacation to see my Grammy and Grampy. It feels as though we've been packing forever, and now we're ready to go. Oh, so my friend, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this answer right here on this question is right. And it's right because I know now why he's so excited. He's going to see his grandpa and grandma. So I'm going to just take that and I would write, if you have answered a question, we're going to have you write the answer too as we read through this book. I'm going to write, why is he so excited? I'm going to write, see grandpa and grandma. Put this up a little bit. Okay. So it's not a full sentence, but it does. But it does tell me and it answers my question. Okay. All right. I still don't know though, what is Rocket cleaning up? That I still am not sure about, but I'm keeping that tucked in my brain because I want to see if as I read more and I get more information, is that question going to get answered? I'm going to be fist bumping a turtle, dancing with a dolphin, high fiving an octopus, and surfing the waves like awesome Amani Wilmot. Did you know Amani Wilmot created the first female surf competition in Jamaica? I didn't know that. My schema just got bigger. I had no idea. This is new learning to me. I'd never heard of her before, but now I have a little bit of schema about that. As soon as we arrive, I give my Grammy and Grampy a huge hug. Oh, again, I'm noticing something here. I'm noticing that there's a sign on this picture that says animal sanctuary. And I know an animal sanctuary, I have that on my schema. I know that that's where animals go if they've been hurt or they don't have a home. So I'm wondering, do her grandma and grandpa, do they live at the animal sanctuary? So I'm going to put that as my question. Okay. Do his grandparents live at the sanctuary? I'm not sure. Okay. Now, boys and girls, I'm going to read a couple more pages. And then if you haven't stopped and written a question during your reading, I want you to stop in the next couple of pages, pause the video, and I want you to come up with a question and write it either on your piece of paper that you have or your Post-it note. Okay. You can stop the video at any point, my friends, if you have a question that pops into your head. Okay. You can stop it because that's what readers do. Questions pop into your head. My grandparents are the best. They run whale watching tours and have an animal sanctuary behind their house. Oh, wait a minute. I need to go back and reread that. I think that's the answer to my question. And have an animal sanctuary behind their house. They do live at an animal sanctuary. So I'm going to turn back where I posted my question and I'm going to answer yes. I'll take it out of my book because now that I have my answer, I know that. Okay. I still have, though, I'm still not sure what Rocket's cleaning up. I'm still keeping that tucked in my brain. I don't ask it and then forget about it. I can't wait to help. Grampy tells me we never touch wild animals unless they need to be rescued or cared for. But first, it's time to surf. My Grammy is really good. Then Mom and I build a huge sandcastle. Oh no! A baby turtle has washed up on shore, all tangled up in plastic. That's horrible. I have a question that popped into my head. I'm going to write it on my Post-it note. How did that happen? How did the plastic get wrapped all around that poor baby turtle? I don't know that. I'm going to read to see if I can find it out. I pick her up gently and take her to Grammy and Grampy. They can fix things like this. Grammy says she will try her best and takes her back to the sanctuary. Plastic is ruining these islands, Rocket, says Grampy sadly. We save as many creatures as we can, but some stay away. People used to come here to see the whales, but we haven't spotted a whale in a very long time. All right, friends. Excuse me, I want you to double check that you have at least one question on your cover. That may or may not have been answered. If it's been answered, you can take it off because that'll say, I know the answer. I found it. If not, leave it on. And then you should have at least by now one question during your reading. One question that you have thought of as I have been reading this story to you. Okay. And then tucking it in your brain and seeing if I give you any information in order to answer that question. Okay. Let's see. He leads me down the beach. It feels as though there is more plastic then there is sand. I really feel sad. Oh, I'm going to reread that. That does not match the words that I'm looking at. I feel really sad. I fixed it. We need to do something. But what? I have a question here. What is he thinking of doing? What is he thinking about? How is he going to fix this problem of having all this plastic on the beach so that it's not safe for the animals? Let's see. The next day at the beach, there are people playing in the sand, swimming in the sea, and eating popsicles. But all I notice is the plastic. Surely they see it too? I need to let everyone know. Maybe this is what he's planning. Or I'm getting the idea that maybe he's going to tell us his plan, which would answer my question that I wrote a couple of pages ago. Sometimes boys and girls answers are not found to questions pages later. Sometimes you don't always find an answer on the next page or on the next sentence, and that's okay. But we still have to be thinking about them. Like I'm thinking now, I can answer finally. It took me almost all of the book, but I can answer. What is he going to clean up? Going to clean up the beach. The beach is a mess. Did you know whales eat the plastic and it makes them sick? Did you know nearly half the trash in the sea comes directly from careless people? Careless means they don't pay attention. So maybe if you have a snack with your family and you're sitting on the beach and the wrapper drops and then it blows away, that wrapper may end up in the ocean or in the whatever body of water you're by. So I think that's what they're talking about when they say careless people. Did you know there are over 5.25 trillion pieces of plastic in the ocean? I can't even imagine that number. It's so big. It's so big. Soon we have lots of friends who want to help. That was it. I'm going to take my question. I'm going to say, what is Rocket cleaning up? He's cleaning up the beach. Put it in my answered pile. Okay. As the day goes on, more and more people join. We spend the whole day cleaning the beach. Even Jamal helps. The cleanup crew is amazing, and soon the beach is clean. But now, what do we do with all the plastic we've collected? Teresa, part of the cleanup crew, comes up with a brilliant idea. My mom is an artist. Maybe we could get her to create something out of it. Yes! Right? And that's called reusing or repurposing. That means when you take something that is maybe older or garbage and then you turn it into something useful. So it sounds like that's what they're going to do with that pile of plastic that came from the beach. Teresa's mom makes awesome bins for trash. Out of the trash we collected. And the cleanup crew makes the front page of the newspaper and the TV news. Now no one will forget why we need to clean up. Look at what she ended up doing with that, which is amazing. Made a garbage can out of it. Everyone on the island wants clean beaches. Everyone on the island wants clean water. Everyone on the island wants to bring back the whales. Oh, I'm going to stop because I know this is almost done, but a question popped into my head, and that is, will the island have whales again? Now that they've cleaned up the beach, are the whales going to come back? I'll leave it on the page because I haven't found the answer to that yet. The next day, Grammy and Grampy have a barbecue for the whole cleanup crew. The smell of Grammy's special sauce wafts around the island. And best of all, while everyone's talking and laughing and eating, Grampy and I release the turtle we rescued back into the sea and watch as she swims away. She'll be better now. I'm going to go back. That's not what the words say. She's all better now. Now my sounds and my words match. And I see that that little turtle has been healed and is on her way back to the ocean. And I just know one day the whales will come back. So it doesn't really answer my question, but it gives me a good clue that the answer is probably yes. Now that they've cleaned up that area, whales will come back. Did you know, and this is Grandpa talking, did you know one day you are going to change the world, Rocket? All right, so friends, I do want you to think about what are the questions you have sitting in front of you? What are the questions that were answered by parts in the story? Okay. For instance, I'm going to take this off because that one was answered, but I do have a couple questions in here that maybe were not answered. Okay. Like, for instance, I don't know exactly how that turtle got the plastic around her. I'm guessing she may have was swimming and it tangled up in her, but they don't really tell me that. And that's okay because sometimes the author is not going to answer your question. It doesn't mean it's not a good question. It's just something that the author chose not to write about. Okay. So I would leave that. If when you do your book, you can just either take that out as a not answered or leave it in your book. Okay. Oh, and this one I can answer. Here I wanted to know, what was he going to do? He said we need to do something. And my question was, what was he going to do? Well, he's going to clean the beach. Clean the beach. So I did answer that one. Okay, I'll put that in my answered pile. All right, and I think that is it. That is what I had. So friends, again, just a good example of how good readers are constantly thinking about what they're reading, and they're thinking and they're questioning things that are happening in the story, things that characters are doing, information they're getting. So we'll continue to practice questions, and you'll be doing more and more of these questions on your own. All right, happy reading.